table. All of it's crazy. And also the fact that we haven't nuked anybody since 1945. Nobody's nuked anybody.
That's good.
It's promising.
Right?
It's promising.
We got to celebrate 100 years.
But it's hard to imagine that it's going to last like that forever. It seems like someone's going to get crazy.
Yeah,
And that's the question. It's like if you're willing to kill, each missile is $40,000 to $50,000, according to a researcher at Israel's Institute for National Security Studies. Wow. Wow.
20 of them is $1 million.
So, yeah. So the question is, where are these weapons coming from? And then there was also questions of whether or not weapons that we left in Afghanistan were being used. Which is that is crazy. Trump was hilarious doing this conversation about that, where he was telling them, like, why don't we, get the weapons out of there? Why don't we fill them up with gas and drive them over to Pakistan? And there's like, he said that, find a video. It was Millie, because he's hilarious. Trump literally acts like a comedian.
He is.
The first
I mean, he
update
always
on that.
kind of has been,
The
right?
first thing you asked.
Oh, okay. The Biden administration informed Congress on Monday that it has taken concrete steps to carry out a prisoner exchange with Iran, issuing a waiver that will give Tehran access to $6 billion in Iranian oil revenue that had been blocked by U.S. sanctions, according to a State Department document sent to Congress.
And that was a month ago.
That was a month ago. Yeah. On September 11th.
And then, all these stories the last day say.
Yeah. So they gave him a lot of funds. Yeah, and then this happens.
He needs to do a chargeback.
It's just call PayPal. Tell me you got defrauded. We're in the middle of a game that we're not aware of, just like we were talking about before. Like that's the game they play. The game they're playing is war and money. I mean, just the amount of money that's been spent in Ukraine, and like, what kind of accounting are you guys doing? Are you guys doing good accounting over there? Like, does everybody know where every fucking dollar went, or is it just like, let's go crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Were you talking about so much money? Like, you could shuffle a little over here, put a little over there. Why don't you look at Jesus?
And how do you just leave weapons too? I mean, don't we know where all the? I mean, if we have air tags on our book bag, shouldn't they have like little air tags on them?
Dude, that whole pullout was an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks it was good. Nobody thinks it was good. Nobody thinks it should have been done that way. I mean, Trump was trying to pull out a long time ago. And they were trying to figure out like how many troops you have to leave in order to maintain the base and get everybody out safe. It's tricky because when they know you're pulling out. But the fact they left tanks and helicopters and shit, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's almost like if you wanted to go full tinfoil hat, if you want to ensure there's going to be more conflict, you leave weapons with the enemy. Awesome weapons. If you want to ensure there's going to be more military action, these guys are pissed. You were occupying the country for 20 years and you left behind how many $1 billion worth of tanks and shit? Of course they're going to use it. And so you tell the military guys, like, yeah, we're pulling out. But here's the long play. The long play is there's, no chance they're not going to do something with all that stuff. So we'll probably have to go back in. And then this time we'll really go back in and we'll get control of the lithium. Like, we can't go now. Like, if we go all in now, like, we got to get them to do something really stupid so then we can justify, like, a complete takeover of the country and annihilation of the people that are the problem, the people that we left tanks behind. The thing about Afghanistan, though, is, like, it's so difficult to get through. We think of it as like a country, but it's mountains. It's like everything is mountains. It's incredible landscape. And there's Greek cities there. There's ancient Greek cities that were abandoned there during the time of Alexander the Great. And no archaeologists are studying them. Like, it's amazing. It's an amazing place. And it also has crazy amounts of resources in terms of, like, I think there's an insane amount of lithium there. There's all sorts of shit there that's like really valuable. But everybody tries to take over and they all fail miserably. It's like one of the ways that they stomped out the Soviet Union was funding the Mujahideen, which later became, Al Qaeda or the Taliban. Was the Mujahideen, they become the Taliban or Al Qaeda? Either way, the Russians tried to take over forever, and then they gave up. They're like, fuck this. It's like too much. You can't win over there. It's like you can't even go anywhere. You can't get through the mountains. You can't just drive. You can't just drive tanks through. It's a fucking wild place, an almost unconquerable place.
It would be cool to see in the future if that does eventually become somewhere you could go and enjoy the.
It used to be. People used to go. There's like videos of people walking around the streets of Kabul. It used to be a place that people would go and vacation. Yeah.
Force fields. Come on, force fields.
Dude, none of that's going to help.
It all goes back to force fields. Yes, if we come in and put a big force field there.
I don't think so.
We leave our force fields behind. Yeah, I feel safer living in Austin, though, now that we're in the middle of a country, just in case of war goes crazy.
Unless they decide to, nuke Dallas.
Yeah.